Hello, welcome back to Authors on iTours. I'm Lauren Carr. Today we will be reviewing Justice at Sea, the second installment in Christian Klaver's The Empire of the House of Thorns. If you are a fan of fantasy novels, then you'll want to stick around to learn more about this second installment of Christian Klaver's hit and critically acclaimed fantasy series.
Hello, this is Lauren Carr, and welcome to Authors on iTours, a podcast devoted to authors, book bloggers, and other book lovers alike.
Before we move on to Justice at Sea, let's meet the author of The Empire of the House of Thorns. Klaver has been writing for over 20 years with a number of magazine publications, including Escape Pod, Dark Wisdom Anthology, and Antimatter. He is the author of the supernatural case files of the Sherlock Holmes series, but he has also written over a dozen novels, both fantasy and sci-fi, often with a noir bent. He's worked as a bookseller, bartender, and a martial arts instructor before settling into a career in internet security. He lives just outside the sprawling DK of Detroit, Michigan, with his wife Kimberly, his daughter Catherine, and a group of animals he refers to as the menagerie. He's also a part of the Untitled Writers Group based in Ann Arbor for the past decade or so, with a bunch of equally starry-eyed dreamers and social misanthropes. And now let me tell you a bit about Justice at Sea, the second installment in Christian Klaver's The Empire of the House of Thorns series. The tides of the Faerie War are turning, but at how high a cost for the Kasric family? Justice Kasric, her siblings, and her parents are locked in combat on both sides of the Human-Faerie War. At 15, Justice may be the youngest ever admiral to command her own ship and lead a resistance, but she has the magic and the will to do it. If only nearly every other member of her family weren't either in immediate danger of dying or attempting to kill her. Forced to make dangerous pacts with more than one unpredictable ally, only Justice can decide how far she'll go to save London. Is it worth sacrificing even a member of her own family? And now for our review of Justice at Sea, the second installment in the Empire of the House of Thorns series by Christian Klaver. Justice at Sea is an excellent continuation from Shadows over London, which we reviewed yesterday. There is some recapping of the first book, but not enough that readers should skip that first book. While Christian continues with the world building that he had done in the first installment in The Empire of the House of Thorns, readers were able to see more action in Justice at Sea. 15-year-old Justice becomes an admiral and leads ships into battle, and she meets a dragon. Plus, that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot that happens in Justice at Sea. Readers get to watch Justice grow throughout the book. Christian has created a phenomenal cast of characters, which I mentioned in yesterday's review of Shadows over London. Each of his characters are three-dimensional and fully developed. Like Shadows over London, Justice at Sea takes readers on a wild, entertaining adventure while keeping the storyline clean. As with any continuing series, especially a fantasy one with so much attention to world building, plan to read each book in the series in order. Start with Shadows over London and then move on to Justice at Sea. Tomorrow, we will review Armistice in the Midst, That is Christian Klaver's new release and the third installment in this fabulous series, The Empire of the House of Thorns.
And that concludes today's episode of Authors on iTours. This is Lauren Carr, and thank you very much for stopping by. If you enjoyed today's episode, then do be sure to like and subscribe so you can receive notifications of episodes every time we upload. Thank you very much for stopping by. In the meantime, happy reading.